Guys, move this.
Oh, let's see. Waiting for some peeps to join. Can I have my
I guess it's
sandwiches?
already recording, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? We just started dinner.
Hi. What's up, guys?
Let's just wait like 2 or 3 more minutes.
Okay.
So I can get deep into the sandwich. Hi.
Hi, guys.
What's
Holy
up, everybody?
guacamole. Hi. Man, I wish we were having some guac right now.
We're having avos, dude.
We are having avos. That's
Literally,
great.
Aubry, if she's only having one type of avocado in a meal, like avo without guac or something, she's rattled. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna pull out some more hummus.
Well, if Christian's only having one type of hummus in a meal,
Actually, you're right.
he's pretty rattled. Wait till you guys see what he has.
Where is it?
It's just buried underneath everything. Wow, somebody took the evening off of work to be here. Thank you.
Wait, what?
Somebody took the evening off of work.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
I'm gonna try really hard not to like speak with my mouth full.
That's so much pressure.
Ashley McKee, did you see my comments the other day about storage ideas? Probably, but I don't quite remember. I'd love to read it now though if you resend it.
Guys, check this out. This is 4 flavors of hummus that you get at Trader Joe's. Insanity, dude. Purely ridiculous. We were down in Fremont, like North Seattle, yesterday. And we went to this Turkish place and we got there. And we haven't been out to eat in like 4 months. Like 3 months. Well, I mean, we go to Chipotle.
Yeah, not like a nice place.
Not like and this wasn't even that nice. It was just still date night. And we got something called the Rainbow Hummus
Not
plate.
Truckish, Turkish.
No, not Truckish, sorry. We got the Rainbow Hummus plate, and it was beets, and there's classic hummus, beet hummus, yams hummus, and spinach.
Spinach, yeah, I love the spinach one.
Insane stuff, dude.
It was so good.
So we're replicating that experience here.
Somebody else is making dinner too. So
okay.
if anybody
Everyone should
else
just start making dinner. That way it's less weird for us to be eating.
If anybody else is eating and or making dinner, let us know what you're preparing.
This is just this is us just having a couple hundred friends over for dinner. Cool.
Cool.
No, it's not a mukbang. We're not just gonna sit here and eat our food. No.
Yeah. I really wish that we had that much food right now, but
right. No, we just have a bajillion different sandwiches. Or the same sandwich.
Just please show them what you're about to do.
Oh, I've got my hummus. I've got my sandwich. I'm about to go hard.
Every bite is going to be a hummus bowl.
No doubt, dude.
What kinds are these?
What kinds of what?
Hummus.
This is roasted garlic, normal hummus, tomato basil hummus, and spicy hummus.
Ooh.
Hey-oh, y'all.
Hey-oh.
By the way, guys, we've been doing a lot of live stuff on Instagram recently, and it's just super, super fun. And I think it's fun because there's less pressure. Like, it's going to disappear, and like only like a couple hundred people are going to see it. So, anyways, this might be a little bit more low key and just us chilling and hanging out with you guys because the Instagram ones have been so fun and so low key. So we might have to hear some of your stories, how your day is going, as we answer a couple of questions. Don't worry, it's not just going to be us shooting the shoot around here.
Yeah. What is our Instagram?
Can eat at one time, I think.
Oh, sorry. Our Instagram is MNML Millennials. Do you want to follow us there?
I'll put it here.
Okay. So guys, yeah, we really want to just hang out, like we said. If you guys have any questions, we might answer some questions, but we're not just necessarily going to make this like only a Q&A.
No.
We'd love to hear some of your stories. We'd love to just
because we don't know anything. So, all the Q&As are always odd to me because I would like to hear a Q&A from someone who knows stuff. We don't know that much of anything. Katie, how was your hummus? I'd love to hear about that. Hey, dude, why do you call her dude? Because she's my friend. Got nothing else to say about that. What's the dumbest fight you two have ever had in the van? Today?
We're like fighting all day.
We're fighting all day. Do you want to go into why?
Uh-huh.
Share some details?
I just put food in my mouth.
Oh my gosh, we've got to time this. I haven't eaten I've been up since 6:30 working today. I've not eaten really anything all day. So hungry.
Katie made dill pickle hummus and red pepper.
Oh, very interesting.
Very interesting.
Would love to have tried that, Katie. Logan, we did not eat the brownies. Actually, I threw them away yesterday. Like, very heartbreakingly threw them away. I know we don't talk a whole lot about drugs and what we think of them on our channel, but I just find that, like, I don't really have a whole lot of time in my life that I'm just like, I just want to, I don't know. I'm perfectly fine with having a great night and having a great time, but I don't just like sit around and be like, I'd love to be high right now. You know what I mean? That's just my perspective on it. I don't have any problem with any, you know what I mean, at all. Not in my personal life either, but like, well, not any, but you know, as a rule. But I just don't have the time or space that often. So no brownie eating. If you guys missed it on Instagram, this random guy walked up to us.
We were hanging out with Eamon and Beck the other day.
Yeah, actually. We were hanging out with Eamon and Beck the other day, and they're not really drug or alcohol people much either. We're just always kind of chilling. Which, by the way, we found that we made some friends mad recently because all four of us are so not drug and alcohol people that we didn't want to party, and those friends wanted to party hard, and apparently we let them down hard. So anyway, if you're watching this, you probably know who you are. Sorry for letting you down. They're not watching this. Anyways, the story was this random guy walked up to us and was giving us a weird look in the park, and we were just making food in the park. And this guy was like, "You guys like brownies?" And we were like, "Well, I mean, sure." And I kind of had a vibe of what he was up to. And he's like, "Well, I just made some brownies." And it was like, "All right, dude." And he literally just sets a Ziploc bag of 6 brownies on our counter and walks away. And we debated all night whether to taste those brownies. We didn't need them. I'm pretty heartbroken about it. We should get into some questions.
We should get into some questions.
I think Neil had a good question. I saw someone say that Neil had a good question.
I know. Neil says, I know what minimalism is. Is there such a thing as maximalism? I mean, I guess so. There's such a thing as anything, you know?
Being like a consumerist, I think. Because like, just like minimalist is kind of shirking the consumerist culture of like buying things that are supposed to be disposable. So we want to buy things that are of quality that we're going to use and only buy the things that we're going to use and buy a lot of things that'll go together. So it's kind of an aesthetic. I'm sure there's a maximalist aesthetic. Probably like whatever. Anyway, but I think
like my grandmother's house.
Yeah. But I think maximalist would just be like, you know, not buying disposable things that you don't need. Just kind of a consumerist.
Yeah.
Who knows though? We don't know any more than you. Yeah, everyone's pretty glad we didn't eat those brownies. We're probably better for it.
I'm so glad you guys are saying that because everyone on Instagram was telling us to eat the brownies. And Christian and Eamon couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, hoarding would probably be the opposite of minimalist. That's probably a good point. Hello, beautiful people. Let's see.
Have you guys ever regretted living in a van? No, not once. Have you?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah, it's when things are breaking.
But doesn't like when things are breaking.
I don't like when things are breaking at all. I'd say no, not really.
Oh no! R.I.P. We were just talking about
we were just talking about R.I.P.
Literally.
I mean, XXXTentacion. No matter what kind of a person he was, it's a heartbreaker to see a young guy pass away. So, R.I.P. Okay, so let's jump into that a little bit more. You should let me eat, dude. I'm starving. I feel like one of us needs to be talking.
Sarah A wants to know where I get my clothes from. I get my clothes from a lot of places. A lot of my workout clothes I get from TJ Maxx, which I really want to start buying more like secondhand stuff. So I get a lot of my clothes also from like Goodwill and things like that. But I don't know. It's just all over the place. I'm actually going to be coming out with a minimalist wardrobe tour.
Yeah, you should talk about how you want to be more.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like I'm finally getting to the place with my wardrobe where I'm happy with it. There's a few other things I really want to get. And for those things, I want to buy more ethically, find some brands that are really transparent and open about where they are sourcing their materials and all of that. But anyways, all to say, my minimalist wardrobe tour video is coming out on Saturday. So I'll talk a lot more about that then.
So everyone's starting to talk about X's death. This is the kind of thing I want in our live stream. Like, let's not talk about van questions. Let's just get to know each other, guys. We never do this. Just like get to know us. Let's have a conversation. It's always like some Q&A. We don't know what the heck we're talking about. So yeah, y'all. X, if anyone doesn't know, rapper XXXTentacion passed away today. Drive-by shooting. So thought I'd clear that up for anyone who's confused in the comments. Terrible thing, man. It's kind of wild. I don't know. Hey, I got no thoughts on it except that it's a huge bummer. You know, I don't really know what kind of person. I don't really think it matters what kind of person you are. You know, you don't really deserve that. So, anyways, yeah, interesting artist. There's not a doubt about that. Let's see. Whoa, hey, whoa. Comments are. His comments are going quick. Christian, have you always had long hair? No, actually, this is a new. I'm trying to get to the man bun stage. Can you guys see it? Can you envision it with me? I can't wait.
I think it looks great.
You like it? Because I just feel super left out, dude. I feel super left out that everyone else has man buns. But more, I just don't want to work as hard. Like, I'm always thinking, like, you know, if your hair is short, you've got to be thinking about it or fixing it. So I end up wearing hats every day, and I was just kind of sick of wearing hats. So I just washed it, so it looks pretty brutal right now. But you know, we're getting there.
Yeah, he actually really just does want to have a man bun like Eamon. You know, I had a dream last night. I forgot about this. I had a dream that Eamon cut all of his hair off, and you were so rattled about it.
I would be heartbroken. I'd be so mad.
Oh my word.
We should dig into the chat.
Yeah, what should we do? Let's
Here,
see.
you go, dude. Hey, shout out to Peyton.
What?
What's up, Peyton?
Which Peyton?
My cousin.
Oh, hi, Peyton. Nice to see you. I'm trying to find some.
When will you propose, Christian? You guys are behind, dude. That proposal happened a couple of years ago.
Ooh, this is an interesting question. Brianna wants to know, Aubrey, can you tell me what it's like to live in LA? It's my dream place to live, and I'm moving there next year.
Can you can't be honest. She's already moving there.
I know. So. I'll tell her the good stuff. Here's the honest truth about LA. It definitely is for some people, and it's not for others. And I found that it wasn't necessarily for me. Because the people there are super driven, which I loved. They're super creative, which I loved. Those were the two things that like I jived with LA about. But I also found that a lot of the people there were fairly materialistic and fairly image focused, and that really didn't jive with me because I allowed that pressure to come onto me. And I think that's the key difference is if you're really confident in yourself and you can go in and you can make sure that like you don't allow other people's expectations and pressures to ruin your happiness, then LA is awesome because it's so creative, so vibrant. There's so much to do. It's awesome. True. But I definitely allowed that to affect me too much.
Well, I think it was a time, like a phase of life thing too. You were super, like you grew up there, right? So you're super young. And when I first met Aubrey, you were so thin, dude. Like pretty unhealthily thin. But she didn't really even realize it so much because everyone in LA is so like that, so focused.
I told him when we first started dating, I was the fattest person there. And when he got there, he was
I was like, that's the most insane thing. You're so skinny. And then it was true.
Yeah.
Like God bless them. God bless those, 50-year-old moms. They're spending all day on their thighs, but
this is the real question.
Oh,
the real question for both of you is what do you think?
It is McDog.
Is it McDog?
What's up, Ryan?
No, Ryan.
Ryan, don't even bring that up.
I'm so rattled about it.
We're talking about the fact that Kawhi Leonard, San Antonio Spurs small forward, and last year an oft-injured young man, has stated that he would like to be traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. This is really the kind of thing we should be talking about.
I know. This is the thing we should be talking about. I'm so rattled about it. I was so stoked when I moved to San Antonio to find that my favorite former Lakers player, Pau Gasol, is playing for the Spurs. And now they're getting Kawhi. Ugh, whatever.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, maybe.
Come on, keep talking. I'm not done yet.
Oh.
We'll find something else.
Have you seen Drake's I'm Upset?
Yeah, not the biggest fan of that track, dude. Not the biggest I'm upset fan. And I'm a Drake fan. I'm gonna give him props when it needs props.
Mm-hmm.
I'm upset. Anyway, maybe we should get into okay. So Abby Lloyd asked an interesting question. Abby, my mouth is clear. Abby says, "Do you see minimalism as a kind of spirituality?" I can talk on that.
That's very interesting.
First of all, we've been thinking about starting a podcast where we'd pretty much just do this, except not, just kind of talk. But with the theme around spirituality and religion as millennials in the 21st century, and how do we approach that, especially if you have a religious background, I think it'd be very interesting. Actually, I'd be interested to see if anyone has any thoughts on that, things that would be interesting. But I find that topic really interesting, and I think that minimalism, I don't personally find it like a spiritual practice in and of itself, but I do think that it enhances, a more spiritual mindset, and I think that it enhances any spiritual practice, or it's just like I guess you could say it's a bit spiritual because it just creates the space in your life and in your mind to be really intentional with your thought and intentional with your decisions and etc. So I think that I don't think it's spiritual in and of itself. It's more of just like a practice, right? But it's kind of a habit and it's kind of a practice, like maybe, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think I don't necessarily see it as a spiritual practice, but I think it allows you to have this space to explore spirituality in your own life. Yeah. I think that's the key thing for me, at least.
Yeah, and it gives you perspective. Like I think what Dee is saying down there is really good. So it because you really aren't attached to things so much anymore, it just allows you to have a more spiritual mindset when it comes to not being so attached to your things and not putting so much stake in these things about like, you have to, I don't know, if that thing went away, like you wouldn't feel emotional pain. Like I don't think there's anything in our life. Like I'd be sad if the band disappeared, but then we'd figure something else out, Other than that, I don't think there's anything in our life that would be like painful to lose. You know what I mean?
I like that, Dee. It changed your idea of success.
Oh, that's great, Dee.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's changed your idea of success. I think that's a great, I mean, I would actually agree with that.
Yeah.
And it is changing my idea of success, I think, in real time.
We're getting a lot of questions about kids. Yeah.
Wow, I like that we both noticed that.
Yeah. So, first of all, before I go into this, I'm 23 and Christian is 21.
We're young kids.
Super young. So
dude, MT Gaming is back to the. Yeah, we already talked about it, MT Gaming, but RIP.
Yeah. We have plenty of time to explore that in the future.
Yeah.
And we don't necessarily want to explore that right now.
I feel like when we talk about this, we're forgetting to say what we're even talking about. Like we're talking about all the questions about having kids.
Kids.
We're reading it and just answering.
Right. Okay. So we are not going to have kids anytime soon because we could still wait for 10 years and be in perfect age to have kids still. So
fine.
I don't even know if I want to have kids though.
We should talk through this. I don't know if we talk about this all the time. But you go into it, babe.
So I think the thing is like, we both came from big families and I always kind of felt like I had to have kids growing up.
Yeah.
And then there was actually one of my family members who's older and doesn't have kids. And I was
older, I mean like late 40s, 50s. Yeah. Not actually older, but like older for having kids.
Right. Past the age of being able to start a family.
Yeah.
And I was able to see what she and her husband have accomplished and what they've been able to do in their communities and the difference they've still been able to make in people's lives. And I felt like, that was like for the first time, it was really attractive to me to not necessarily have kids. And I didn't feel that pressure anymore. So I don't know, like I'm leaving it open for me at least. This is obviously a conversation, like a decision we would come to together.
And we're not there. Like we've kind of just said, let's talk about it. And I mean, we've blocked out like our 20s. Like I know a lot of people want to have kids when they're young, but honestly, like we're living the life we want to live right now. You know what I mean? And there's no reason to like use the best, most energetic years of our life and just like say, hey, we'll just do this exact same life in 20 years after our kids move out.
Right.
What? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I think that like we're really happy right now, right where we are.
But also, like, some people really love kids.
Paisley's here too. Hi, Paisley.
Hi.
My cousins are showing up today.
Some people really love kids.
Yeah.
And that's like their whole, like, that's fulfillment for them, you know?
Right.
And that's not necessarily the case for us. We have a lot of other things that we want to do. And we both were blessed with such amazing parents that sacrificed so much for us that we know what it's like to have a good set of parents. And I think that if we did have kids, I'd want to make sure that I sacrifice that same amount of time and energy. And I'm not ready to do that. Yeah.
And if you're like Joy over here, who can spend your 40s relaxing, God bless you. And I hope you enjoy your 40s. I hope you spend my 20s relaxing. Not even relaxing.
Not relaxing.
Not relaxing, but like, you know, chilling and living the life we want to live. So I don't know, maybe kids in the future. If we did have kids, why don't we talk about this? If we did have kids, I, at least today, my little 21-year-old self who am enjoying travel. So who in the world knows? I'm going to be a totally different guy in 10 years. But today, I would love to take our kids traveling with us.
Yeah. It wouldn't slow us down.
No. And like, yeah, no, definitely. I would say that for sure. Cruising through these comments. We're missing
I like this. Are stereotypes for the American states true?
We should say what the stereotypes are.
Yeah, Meg B, can you elaborate?
Well, we can say what they are. Like when we're on the road, everyone hates Americans, dude. It's like so when we're frustrating. Out of the country. Yeah. Like
we have to stand up for our people a lot.
Well, not but I think it's because like Americans sometimes come in and are kind of like they don't want to get to know local people very much, and they, you know, like people think we're Canadians more often than they think we're Americans, just because like we tend to like go get to know the local people and kind of be low key and such. We're obviously not Canadians. I am, you know, very American. I'm a Texan. Come on, bring it. And so I think it's a bad. I don't know. Oh, we're not. I don't know. No thoughts on Trudeau. We're not Canadians. I mean,
see, she probably thought we were Canadian.
I know. God, but Trudeau seems like a fine young man. He seems like a good-looking guy. That who knows if he knows what he's doing. I don't know. Nothing to say about that.
I think the thing is, people think that in the States, everyone has a gun. Everyone's going to shoot everybody.
Right.
That's not true.
Right.
We definitely have an interesting situation with American gun rights.
Right. I do think that the American reputation is not at an all-time high right now.
Yeah. But I think Americans are way nicer than there's
people give them credit for.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Americans. Without a doubt. But I like that they asked if the American stereotypes are true to Americans, because like we're not the I don't know.
It's hard for us to judge.
Ask a non-American.
Also, think about this too. We're the third biggest country population-wise in the world.
Right.
And we have the most diversity out of the top 3.
Right.
And we have so many different subcultures. Right. So it's really hard to judge Americans as a whole. And I think that's one mistake that a lot of other countries make is like
without a doubt.
Americans is like way too broad of a thing to say.
Right.
It's like saying Europe.
Right.
Almost.
So let's continue cruising.
Have we been to Kansas? Yeah, we've been to Kansas City.
Love Kansas City. It's more Missouri, but Kansas City is a very underrated city.
Yeah.
Someone asked how the P funnel was going.
P funnel. Love
out
it.
Of 10.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do y'all hold grudges? Never.
No, you're saying that sarcastically. We don't.
No, we don't.
Not a single bit.
Yeah.
Like, don't say that sarcastically, unless you hold a grudge against me.
I say that sarcastically because I have a little bit more of a struggle with that.
Yeah, you hold. I find it impossible. I think I'm just too ADHD to hold a grudge. I can't remember things, you know. So like, I can't even remember a time in my past that I've been mad.
How do we make money besides sympathy e-begging?
Dude.
A lot of ways. We're actually coming out with a video about it on Wednesday. So.
We got plenty of ways we're trying. Just keep an eye out. All right, we got to keep cruisy bluesy here. We are vegan. Yeah. It's interesting. We haven't talked about that.
I know. I would say we're plant-based.
We are. Well, we're vegan though. We eat 100% vegan.
But I like.
You say whatever you want to say, but we're vegan.
Yeah.
We're in Seattle now.
Sing us a song.
We're eating. I'm not going to sing you a song. All right. I think the comments have started to dry up here, so let's go up here a little bit. You guys are definitely losing the more interesting comments. Would you bang Trudeau?
You guys don't have strong American accents. That's interesting. I don't know.
Depends on what you mean by an American accent.
That's the thing, is like there's so many American accents.
Right.
So
I want to talk about something new.
Okay.
Like, if I would bang Trudeau. That's what.
Oh wow.
World Wonder says. No, probably not. I mean,
we've gotten a couple questions about what's in our sandwich. This is our favorite sandwich ever.
What?
It's
this
hummus.
Is our favorite sandwich? Are you crazy?
Mine is. What's your favorite sandwich?
Not this one.
Really?
Yeah, spit it. You can say what the sandwich is, though.
Okay. Well, it's my favorite sandwich. Hummus, cucumber, avocado, and then some kind of greens, usually spinach or arugula, and in this case, both.
Right. Exactly. It's a decent sandwich.
All
right. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna go back to the bottom. Should we talk about pets? Would you rather lick the floor or lick the van tire? The floor, dude. My floor is crystal clear. Super clear. Do you guys like Selena Gomez? Celebrity crush, dude. Love her.
Visit Europe? What was that question? Somebody asked if we're visiting Europe.
Yeah.
I'm going to London, actually. Just me.
Yeah.
In September. Sorry, I have food in my mouth.
You took the advantage to start eating. I might do just go. Focus.
I might do a meetup in London.
That's a big promise to make. I think you do whatever you want to do. That sounds like a blast.
I'm going with some friends.
Super jealous.
And I'm going to be there for a couple weeks, which will be really cool.
You should tell about. Yeah. Well, that's fine. Let's see. What?
What is the most surprisingly? Wait, somebody keeps asking us if we like mice. Is this? It's
I think it's a throwback to.
Is it Moonwalker 4?
No, I think
is that you?
I think it's a throwback to when we had the mice in the house. What am I gonna do while you're gone?
That is the question. I'm thinking about taking him up to wherever Eamon and Beck are so that they can babysit him. Make sure that he eats food. Here's the thing about Christian. He's so his own person. Like, truly. I don't really have to do that much taking care of you.
Oh, but you do take care of me. I find no shame in that.
When it comes to food, you literally will not eat.
Right.
He will not spend money or take the time to make food.
I just forget.
It's like, but you also don't like spending money on it. So I'm always so nervous when I leave that he's just literally not going to eat for however long I'm gone. And I'm so nervous because it's 2 weeks. Like, that's enough time to shrivel up. You know? So either you need to be at your family's house.
Disappear, dude.
And I just need to, like, send your mom some money. Or you need to be with Eamon and Beck and I need to send them some money.
Right.
They can feed you.
Hire me a babysitter.
Just leave him 2 weeks of hummus and he'll be all right. Yeah.
That's true, dude.
Yeah.
That's true.
When you die, what do you want to do with your... Oh, I thought it said booty. When you die, what do you want to do with your booty?
What do you want to do with your body? What a dark question. Let's talk about it. What do you want to do with your body when you die, guys? I know
what I want to do with my booty.
Oh, I know what I want to do with my body. I don't know what I want to do with my booty.
Okay, what do you want?
Tell me what you want to do with your booty when you die. That's a great.
No idea.
I want to be cremated and go about my business. Maybe be sprinkled in some cool little.
It is Moonwalker 4. I told you.
All right, cool, dude.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
It's all right. I have nothing else to say.
So you want to be cremated
and just sprinkled somewhere cool, dude. Somewhere that means something to us, you know? Forget getting buried in the ground, man. Such a gigantic percentage of not percentage, but so much land is used for burial grounds. And I don't mean to say that disrespectfully. Like, I know it's like a very serious thing. And but like, wow, for myself, dude, not going to waste money or land, dude. That's just me, though. Yeah, sprinkle it in the hummus. Yeah. Let's see. What map is in the background? I think we've.
I think we talked about it in our van tour, but it's Austin, Los Angeles, which are the two cities that we grew up in, and Reykjavik, which is the city we went to for our honeymoon.
That's right. That's very right.
You can get a tattoo with his ashes. Whoa.
Wow, that's interesting, huh?
Well, I'm really convinced
would you want
that
your ashes spread, butter sandwich, or coffee beans?
Mm.
I mean, I had my friend ask if I would like to just make coffee out of his ashes and have a sip, you know? So I just drink coffee together. It's pretty intimate and weird. I liked it. Would you get a tattoo, Aubrey?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're not prepared at all for talking at any time.
That was my
Aubrey,
last
when
fight,
she
though.
eats, literally eats so much and like will disappear and just be eating, and not even take a breath for like 30 minutes. Now we're 30 minutes in, and your sandwich is done. Whereas I will just talk and never finish up my food. Aubrey is on a mission.
Yeah.
Talk about a tattoo.
Tattoo. I really do want to get a tattoo, but I am the kind of person that needs visual change all the time. And so, like, I'm excited that we didn't spend that much money on our couch cushions so that one day we can change the color and not feel guilty about it. Just because I know that I'm going to get to that point with our couch cushions.
It'll still be tough for me.
Yeah. But anyways, all that to say, with a tattoo, it's permanent. So I don't want to get something on my freaking body that I'm only going to like for a few years. So I don't know. It needs to be something really meaningful, something really simple. So I'm still waiting to kind of be struck with the perfect idea.
I like your idea right now, though.
I really am I'm thinking about getting the chakras down right here. Just because I think it would I love learning about them and love exploring them. And I think it would be like
look really nice.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty.
Whereas to me, if I don't care about something, I don't care about it. And I don't really care what's on me much. So I'm probably going to get some random other stuff on here.
Yeah.
We'll see, guys. Wish me luck. Get a tattoo of a little van. I don't know about that then.
Your cousins keep asking if we've met the puppies.
We have met the puppies. My family just got 2 new puppies. They have no idea what they're in for. They bought a puppy and immediately felt so sad because they missed him. Because he didn't have any friends. So they immediately went out and got another puppy. So brutal. Where are you, dude?
I'm changing the water because I really want a cup of water. What did I just do?
What else do we have here? I feel really stranded here. Get up here as fast as possible, please. I do not like being out here by myself.
Why did you name your van Morrison? You can talk about that.
We might rename him, though. Get up here. Get up here.
That's what I'm saying. Talk about it.
Get up here. I don't want to talk about that.
Why?
Do we have similar taste in music? And is there anything one of you likes that the other doesn't music-wise? I definitely don't think we have similar taste in music.
Yeah.
Aubrey likes this much music, dude. Her span of music she likes is nothing. Aubrey is a really good musician, but doesn't really like music that much.
I'm just picky with it, I think.
I think you're more than picky. You just aren't a huge fan. You would rarely choose to listen to music.
I really like singing.
Right.
And listening to music puts me to sleep. That's why I don't like listening to it.
Interesting.
It puts me to sleep.
Interesting.
So
everything puts Aubrey to sleep. Watching movies puts her to sleep. Listening to music puts her to sleep. She loves naps.
If it's past 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm falling asleep. You have 3 good hours of alertness. I like most music, dude. But I listen to a lot of rap. I listen to a lot of indie and psychedelic indie music and all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah. And I get on these kicks where I am obsessed with something and subject Aubrey to it and make her listen to it 1,000 times. Isn't that right? Yeah, definitely.
What's the most brutal music I make you listen to?
The music I like the least. And this isn't even the crazy metals, borderline metal stuff that you listen to.
I don't really listen to that much.
Not really, but sometimes it's not metal, but it's close, right?
Sure.
The stuff that it makes me so sad when you turn it on.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
What's the first line?
Death is real.
Yeah, death is real.
Does anyone listen to Mount Erie? Mount Erie is this incredible folk musician, and he is very dark, very honest, and Aubrey hates. His wife passed away a little ago and made an album about it. And
the thing is, it's it's not that I hate it, because sometimes I am in the mood to engage in that with him, right. And hear about hear from a perspective of a man who's so broken over the death of his wife. But like, the worst thing I can imagine is you dying.
Right.
And I just don't really want to dwell on it much.
Right. So Aubrey immediately thinks that I'm gonna die and starts crying and yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. She can't do it. Someone asked in F, and somehow in F has become a conversation now. In F or Logic. Not really a fan of either. If I had to listen to one, I'd probably listen to Logic. But Logic's new album was brutal, wasn't it?
I don't even remember.
Bobby Tarantino
I've never been a huge fan of Logic. Who does more cleaning?
Oh, you answer that.
I don't know. I think we do an equal amount. Yeah, I thought that was the right answer.
I don't think we do. She does way more cooking, in her defense.
That's true.
She does way more cooking.
Well, I like this question from Danielle Jackson.
Aliens?
Definitely.
Aliens. Are we going to do a Portland meetup? Yes, coming after the 4th of July.
Yeah.
We are going to be in Spokane and in Washington and in Olympic National Park and in Wenatchee National Forest in Seattle.
I kind of thought about doing a Spokane meetup, though, because people recognize us in Spokane constantly.
That was a very interesting thing to say.
Sorry. Didn't mean it that way. I just meant that we run into you guys all the time in Spokane, and it surprises me so much. So if any of you are in Spokane and want to do a little meetup, let us know.
That's right. Anyway, the point was we are going to do a meetup in Portland in about a month. So coming soon, guys. And we really want to meet friends there. So we'll be really thrilled if you get to show up with us.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, we got a little riddle from Natalie.
What has hands but cannot clap?
What has a clock?
Poker table? Oh, it's probably a clock.
I feel like the answer to most riddles is clock.
Clock, yeah. That's a classic. Love it. Vampires?
Yeah, now we're getting all these like zombies, vampires.
No, only aliens.
We ended aliens.
Only aliens. Please.
What made you decide to make a YouTube? That's an interesting question. We don't talk about it too much. I knew I wanted to start a YouTube channel from like when I was in high school because I just loved watching YouTubers and I was fascinated with the idea of building a community on social media. I just thought it was cool. And so, yeah, anyways, we just kind of, once we got married, then we kind of had the idea to start it about minimalism and just about our life and that kind of thing. And
we talked about it for like a year before making our first video.
Yeah, we did.
Literally.
Yeah. But we started it and we thought we were going to maybe get a few thousand in the first year, a few thousand subscribers. And then we got, I think, like 50,000 and it was amazing. Like, we're so stoked that we're able to share this with you guys. And yeah, anyways.
Very much so. Do you want to wrap it up soon since dinner's wrapping up?
Maybe.
Would you like a few more questions?
Yeah.
A lot going on, dude.
A lot going on. Should you answer that one?
No.
Okay.
That one, it's not too interesting.
Would you rather be in a room with Pee Wee Herman or Bob Ross? I don't even know who Pee Wee Herman is.
You don't?
No. Who is it?
I would rather be in a room with Bob Ross.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably my answer.
I just like to be talked to. I
usually like to be in a room with Bob Ross.
Yeah. I would love to have my life narrated by Bob Ross.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
How would he narrate our life? Right, like in this moment, what would he say? You guys need to let us know. What are the words he would say about our life in this moment?
We're going downhill. I think we should just finish up. Anyway, guys, thanks for having dinner with us. Not too interesting, but we never just come in and hang out and have a chat with you guys. We do on Instagram, but we don't so much on YouTube. So, you have anything else to say? Maybe we should do this more often. Just come and have dinner. Sometimes it's easy to think about like. On YouTube, you don't want to put out something that's not going to get a whole lot of views. But then sometimes you're just like, that's super dumb. Like, why do I get caught up in mindset? And why not just hop on live if you want to hop on live? You know what I mean? So anyway, we might do it more often, guys. And if you're around, you should come around. And if you're not around, you shouldn't come around. But if anyone has any last questions, we could totally stay around for a little bit longer.
I like that one. Come on, you're ignoring the question.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Shelly Belly. I didn't even realize that was happening until it was happening. I love it. So are you considering renaming your van? I just watched your first van tour of Morrison, and I just realized that your new van doesn't feel like a Morrison anymore. Does it feel that way to you? We're deep in debate about that. Maybe that could be how we end this live stream. It's like, we really need your guys' input. Because Christian kind of wants to rename the van because you're right. It doesn't really feel like a Morrison anymore.
Not at all.
But I feel like Morrison is a Morrison. And even if he got a little prettier, then he's still the same old Morrison, you know?
But he's not.
And I think he's even more rough around the edges on the outside than he was before.
But he's beautiful on the inside. I would just slightly rebrand Morrison to like, what could you call her?
Her?
Like Marissa. I'd be down for Marissa.
I'm not down for a gender change too.
You're not ready for that?
No.
For a child? I'm a pretty progressive guy. I'm ready for Marissa, dude.
Vanessa, Margaret, maybe just Morris.
Well,
maybe it needs to be a little bit more of a flambeau name.
Does it?
Maybe.
If we're gonna change, I think name it correctly. Because this is a ladylike van to me.
See, I'm loving the Van Gogh idea. Van Gogh, beautiful, still.
So his name is Go?
Van Gogh.
No, but he's Van, like Van Morrison's name. Morrison's name is Van Morrison, so you call him Morrison.
No, his name
is. You just call him Go?
Well, it's like Van Gogh, but it's Van Gogh. You know what I'm saying?
This debate clearly is not. Oh wow, Anna! Please don't. This is a non-biased vote. Anna's very the gender change, but we can't have politics into this situation when it comes to buying our way to a name change. So
yeah,
I will say though, $199 is quite.
I love that.
That's quite compelling.
There's a Van Gogh already. There's a lot of Marissas, I'm sure. Morito, that's a little bit more.
I thought you were in favor of keeping Morrison. Now you're the one wanting to change it, huh?
I would change it to Van Gogh.
Got it.
Would you change it to Van Gogh?
I'm very skeptical of that. I don't feel it.
You don't feel it?
This is just as much of a dude.
We're getting so many different ideas. You guys aren't helping us narrow this down at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe we could just name it.
Maybe we could just go through this later.
Bob Ross
take the wheel.
Why not call him Van Gogh, but call him Vincent? Is that what Van Gogh's first name is?
Oh, that's interesting.
I like this. Mo. I could get behind that.
Mo is fun. I like Mo. Just a slight change.
Yeah.
Just like someone who grows up a little bit and starts going by their middle name or something like that.
Malone.
Oh, that's funny. Malone. Calling Pop Ross.
Vanna Morrison. Oh wow.
Well, there's a lot to think about.
It is a lot to think about.
I think we should take this and run with it.
Okay, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, having dinner with us. Van Mo. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. Van Mo. Okay. Anyways, again, thanks guys for coming along. So glad to have you around for our dinner. Let us know what you guys thought of this.
If you like chilling with us, we'll do it more.
Yeah. Also, hang out with us on Instagram because I think we'll probably do more lives on Instagram more often. So again, it's just MNML Millennials. MNML Millennials on Instagram.
We'd love to see you there. We're gonna probably hop on live a couple times a week there. So
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Emma. Well, it's good to see everybody.
We'll
be back soon. Don't worry. And I don't know. I guess that's about all.
Yeah. We will see you guys on Wednesday.
All right, guys.
Peace out.